Back, so that worked. So I've saved it to my camera roll, but I will go back and screen record everything. So what we're going to do now is a temperature painting exercise. So we've gone from black and white, and now we're going to use 3 colors. Again, simple, I know, but I really want to drive home that point of how temperature modulations, shifts in temperature can add form and value. Can add volume to a form where value cannot. Okay, so I'm just getting set up on my palette here. I'm going to leave those colors that I put on there, just on there. So I couldn't be bothered cleaning them off. All right, so just to show you guys what I've got here. What I'm going to be doing, I have ultramarine blue, deep, terra rosa, and white. So I'm going to use a combination of these 3 colors to do the next exercise. So that's what you're going to need. I'm going to spin this around. Just give me a second to get set up here. Looking there. Looking okay. Yeah, that looks all right. All right, so I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try. I wonder if this is going to work. That's not really going to work. I really want you guys to see the palette. So, I mean, yeah, maybe we'll worry about that tomorrow when we paint the portrait. So, what I want to do is, I'm going to paint the sphere again, but with this one, first one I'm going to do a warm sphere that shifts to cool as it comes around to show you that extra sense of form. So what I'm going to mix is just like a combination of the 2. Yeah, maybe I'll show you guys. So just like a bit of this and a bit of that. So we get just like a mixture of the 2. And that's going to be the color that I'm going to start with. Okay, so we're going to try to, what I want to do is maybe like pull back on the value a little bit. So we won't do like a really dark sphere. We're going to just have the dark shadow underneath, but we're going to have our core shadow of the sphere. Maybe like that, right? So let's just throw that in. So now what I want to do is, as I move up towards here, I want to warm it up. So essentially what I'm doing, put this up here. Essentially what I'm going to do is take Terra Rosa and gradually warm it up, but also lighten it. So like the value is going to go up and the temperature is going to go up too. So really, the problem is pretty simple. It's a little more complex, but if I'm warming it and lightening it, I really only have two options. To warm it, I really can I've got the Terra Rosa, and to lighten it, I've got the white. I mean, the Terra Rosa will lighten it just a little bit because it's lighter in value. Terra Rosa is lighter in value than a combination of Terra Rosa and ultramarine blue. So we can use that here a little bit before we start to employ a ton of white. But now as we come up towards the highlight, you got to start to bring a little bit more white in to raise the value. And as you do this, like an interesting thing occurs, like what I put down here, which originally felt warm, now appears cool. And it felt warm originally because it was set against a stark white canvas, but now, because I've changed the relationship, I haven't changed this, I've just changed the relationship of what it's next to by putting this warmer color in. Now the appearance of it is that it's a cool color. When it first went down, it felt warm to me. Okay, now just quickly, I'm going to take a more neutral kind of color into the background here. Sorry guys, I'm painting around the tripod again. This is going to take a little finessing because that black line is just going to... So this is where like being able to handle a brush is really important, like, because obviously I've got this sort of blue ring around it that was caused by the line work that I originally put down, but that's okay. I just had to fight against it for a little bit, and eventually I'll paint it out. But I just want to show you guys like a more finished, just quickly. I know this is probably painful to watch. So also what I want to do is as the light source moves across from one side to the other, we can also change the value and temperature of the background. So the background picks up as it comes across, picks up, it gets darker, but also gets bluer. Which is then going to give us the ability to paint a nice reflected light in here. Okay, so again, what I said before with the reflected light, you want to be careful and a little subtle with it. But with this, we can kind of play it up a little bit because this is purely an exercise that we're just making up. But what this is doing is, again, it's a change in temperature and value. A lot of people employ secondary light sources. I know Stephen Assail does it a lot. So you got your main light source coming in, but then there's a secondary light source, which is a different temperature altogether. That helps to add to that sense of form as well. So we can think of this sort of bluish reflected light as kind of like that. So almost there. Oops. Sorry guys, we're almost there. We talked about edge control. So I just want to lose that edge. And lose the edge there. And just finally when highlight transitions into like bright light, and when bright light and shadow sort of butt up against one another, you can throw in like a really nice hot color to like make that transition feel more alive. So there's that little band of warmth that I've just sort of put in there, like through here, just to brighten it up a little bit. I just want to exaggerate this movement to warm, from warm to cool as well. And then I'm just going to fix it just a sec, and then we'll be done. So it's hard for me to, painting like a 45-degree angle here, I can't really tell whether my sphere is round or not. Just trying to straighten it up right now. It's close enough, I think. All right, so lastly, I'm just going to put in, sorry guys, I like to tinker with these things. Just going to put in a Alright, so that's a warm one. And I hope you can see how as up around here, there's these strong sort of pink colours, and as it comes down around here, it cools off towards a purple. It's definitely subtle. I've done more pronounced examples before, but I think it's good enough. Like, you can see how it moves from the pink to the purple, and so it's giving you that value change, but also a temperature change that we want. So next thing I'm going to do, oh God, I can't stop myself. I'm such a sorry. All right, I'm going to stop. I promise. Be more careful with that outline coming in to begin with. I think it's a little too strong. All right, good enough. All right, so that's the warm one. Now, that's something I want you guys to do. Let's compare it, for instance, to this one I did earlier, where it's just black and white. You know, it's pretty obvious which one has more life and form. I don't know if you can see both. Probably can't see both at the same time, but there's that one, and then there's that one. Okay. I won't take as long on the next one. You guys still with me? Some of you, yeah. All right, so next one. You don't have to use a single painting surface for each of one of these. I'm doing that just so it's easier for me to show you guys. But you could probably do all four, turn it this way, and go, and just do little ones on one piece of this size. Let's be a little less aggressive with the outline. Okay, so what we're going to start with in that core shadow is essentially going to be the same as what we started with last time. All right, it's going to be that, like sort of this color, which I think is pretty much what we started with last time. But this time, when we move it up towards the highlight, it's going to get cooler. So what's there now is going to appear warmer. So it feels cool right now. Maybe it's a little cooler than what I had last time. It feels cool. But you watch what happens as I move it up towards the highlight. You watch how much warmer this starts to feel as I do that. really pushing that temperature down to blue. Well, across to blue, I guess. It's cooler, I mean. Just gonna hit a highlight now.